back to the inside edge on pretty much all these left-hand hitters. Erie has scored 5 runs on Seymour in 16 and 2/3 innings coming into this one. Duo swinging a ground ball left side, and it's picked by the third baseman Aldretti. Spins around, throws out Holton, 2 outs.
I'm surprised there's no, the Bluetooth's not playing. So the audio I had was Greg Gagne and Sam Leibowitz on the call, but looks like it's not, nobody's able to hear it, so I apologize about that. But we still have a game. You have audio, okay.
Yellow numbers outlined in white and the yellow cap with a black bill.
So, question for everybody that's watching us live right now: would you rather have the home audio, the away audio, slightly ahead, or just a feed?
They've straightened a couple of these up. They've hit the ball hard a couple of times.
Let me know if you're watching, as you're currently watching right now.
Not on pitches.
It's the first time we've ever done anything like this, so pardon the logistics of this, but.
0-1 the count as Seymour delivers. Outside, count evens. That's the challenge with a guy whose ball moves so much, whether it's the sinker or the slider. It's just getting the barrel to it and hitting it the right way.
Okay, so you'd rather have the SeaWolves audio. Okay.
1-1. Right down the middle, a cold strike.
So it's a little ahead, so just a fair warning. So everybody's watching, just coming in for the first time.
Seymour really only one clunker in the second half. When the calendar turned to August, he allowed 3 runs or fewer in all but one start. 1-2, Malgiri takes a breaker up and in. And that was in that season high, 6 runs allowed in an inning and 2/3 against the Portland Sea Dogs, game that the Dogs won 12-4. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Malgiri. Second inning, no score. SeaWolves and Squirrels. Seymour coming set at the belt. 2-2 on Malgiri. Here's the pitch. Ben swings and misses. 4th strikeout for Seymour. He's gone 6 up, 6 down, sending this game into the last of the second with no score.
I'll be there. Yep, I will be there game 2 on Thursday. Yeah, for sure. And if there's a game 3, I'll be there for that as well. But I'm leaving tomorrow. At lunch, so I can get there a day ahead of time, set up shop and all that stuff. So looking forward to the last road trip of the year for the Tiger Minor League Report. And yeah, it should be fun. Like I said, I think with Ty Madden, the way he's been pitching, that's going to be a really good indication of where he's come as a starter. He came out of the bullpen the other day. They did a bullpen start to kind of preserve his innings a little bit. So yeah, Madden over the last month has an ERA or just under 2.3 or something to that effect. I did an article on him and his progression, so you can check it over at Tiger Minor League Report. So the audio side of things, they're on a commercial break currently right now. So
load it on a cargo or horse trailer, haul it on a dump or equipment trailer. It's the largest inventory of trailers in more than 100 miles. Faven's Trailers and Truck Accessories.
We'll hook you up. Your authority for more local.
Yeah, Ty Madden over the last month, last 2.16 ERA, 37 strikeouts over 25 innings of work, and a whip of 0.96. All right, we can do that. All right, cool. Let's do that then. That's right. Joe, good to see you in here, by the way. Howl of a good time. Joe. All right. Then let me just switch up the feed a little bit here, and we'll go to the StatCast feed. So that way it syncs up better. So I don't think I'll get in trouble for that. I might be getting in trouble for this right now, YouTube-wise. I don't think so. So let's see here. So let me switch feeds. Present. Share screen. Bada, 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 boom. Bada boom, bada bing. There we go. All right.
A little bit too far in. It's 2-0.
Pretty pitch, though. By Herder almost got it back in.
2-0. Swinging a line drive up the middle, and the Squirrels have the game's first hit. Came back at him with a fastball, left it up and out over the plate. And Matheny sends it right back to the box, and it brings up Sean Roby. So 1 on, nobody out here in the second. Roby, 1 for 13 last week, comes in with a 182 average, pair of homers. Lefties this season, and Shane Matheny was one of them, only hitting 191 off of Herder. Righties 269 as he deals to Roby, who swings and misses at a high fastball, and it's an 0-1 count.
It took Herder more than half the season to issue a walk to a left-hand batter. Just more or less utter dominance against lefties this year, virtually no power.
He sets, looks at the runner, deals. Up and inside, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Well, Gabe Alvarez told me last year, right before the playoffs, he had a conversation with A.J. Hinch about managing in the postseason because Gabe had never done that before. A.J. Hinch told him that it's still a normal baseball game, but the toughest decision you will have to make is there's a nasty pitch down and in, swinging strike by Roby, and it's a 1-2 count. If you heard her, go back to that spot. But he said the toughest decision that any manager has to make is when do you pull that starter in the postseason, because you can't come back from that.
Yeah, that leash is going to be a little bit shorter. If a guy doesn't have it, you got to get him out of there.
Ball and 2 strikes, the count on Roby. Herder coming set, looks at the runner, deals 1-2. Swinging a foul back to the screen, and we'll do it once again.
By the way, fun.
People still talk about that decision by Kevin Cash in the 2020 World Series to pull Blake Snell when he did.
Riddler, by the way, has not allowed a single run earned run in his final 4 starts.
It is a 1-2
So that's what stretches over 22 innings.
Set. Herder looks at first. And now kicks and fire. Swing, and it's a foul back to the screen. We'll do it once again. The other thing you have to worry about playing at the Diamond, this field is in very bad shape right now. They had the college baseball season, of which Virginia Commonwealth plays here, and they had a full season of Eastern League ball, so they have re-turfed some of the areas of high traffic, and you can see it. 1-2, Roby swings, bouncing ball up the middle into center, base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Squirrels, and here's Brady Whalen.
You can hope that Richmond...
So even in a jam like this, Herder is never really with his back against the wall.
You hope that Erie can get back to that magic they had last year against Richmond. And prior to that, they struggled on the road mightily against the Flying Squirrels. So see if Herder can get out of an early jam here.
It is the big, tall, left-handed sinker ball on the mound right now.
I think the tough thing right now for Brandt is a lot of his pitches are left up and over the center of the plate. So he's going to have to clean that up. You saw that pitch to Sean Roby that buried the slider towards his back foot. That might have been the
back on May 31st. He was the first pitcher to go 6 innings, and it was against Richmond.
Nobody out. Here's Whalen, left-on-left matchup here. Seretti in at third. Whalen swings, sends it in the air to right. Going back is Ben Malgiri. He's got a good arm. Tagging at second is Matheny. Ben makes the catch. Tagging and heading to third base safely will go Matheny, and the Squirrels have runners on the corners. And a base hit or a deep fly ball can put Richmond ahead.
Ben did the right thing there, throwing into second, because Roby faked the tag from first. If he had tried to pony up and throw all the way to third, it would be second and third with 1 out.
And you know what? That was, Joe, that moment with Deporte at Richmond, man, that just that gave me chills. And hopefully he makes it back. He didn't play the last game in Lakeland, and I was surprised not to see him on the playoff roster, so I guess he's still not 100% after having Tommy John surgery. And they could use his bat.
This past week. He's on a 4-game hitting streak. And somehow he always finds a way to come up with a big hit against the SeaWolves. Ball and no strikes. Herder stretches, delivers 1-0. Inside 2-0.
It's a good spot. That's where Brandt wanted it, right over that inside corner. When Brandt is at his best, we've seen this a lot this year, those righties, he's going to work that fastball in the inside corner, have it come back, have them bail out with their hips going backwards, the ball coming inward.
Needs to make a good pitch here. Double play gets him out of the inning. 2-0. Aldretti swings and misses. High fastball. 2-1 the count. SeaWolves, best road record in the division at 40-28. The Squirrels, the best home record in the entire Eastern League, with Somerset tied at 42-27. 2-1 from Herder. Swinging a ground ball to short. Workman's going to have to hurry to second for 1. Chase on to first. 1 hop. And got him! Oh, what a play on the back end by Chris Myers, saving a run.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Very nicely done. Oh, I don't know how he stayed on the base, but Chris Myers just bailed out Jace Young, who got a lot of velocity on that throw.
Just kept his big toe on it. Duskus Martin double play. Personal care and affordability. That's the Duskus Martin double play. We're through 2 with no score.
Most e-cigarettes contain nicotine, which can harm.
Nice job there by the SeaWolves to get out of the inning. So we head to the top of the third. Still a scoreless game with the Richmond just with a pair of hits so far. And Daniel Cabrera, Alfonso, and Workman coming to the plate. Yeah, it did sound like he was. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, I heard about Erod being done for the season, and that was funny because I just wrote an article about Tigers you may not see coming back, and I put him on there because obviously with the free agent market what it is, it looks like he might be here. Who knows? Or he still tests the market and sees what his value is, or his injury's not that bad. We'll see. There'll be more coming out, but the Tigers have been pretty quiet about the medical stuff, more so than normal. So,
the education you want, the experts you deserve. PA Virtual Charter School. Go to PA.
But yeah, this is so. As far as what lies ahead for Erie after this, if they do beat Richmond and qualify, they would go and play the winner of Somerset and Binghamton. The Rumble Ponies have been one of the best teams in the second half of the season in the Eastern League, mainly because, thanks to Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer, the prospect return they got in Binghamton is pretty impressive. Although I don't really like that name. The Rumble Pony is such a. I'm sorry. I love the names in the Eastern League. I understand why. I guess the whole entire, maybe it's a horse racing thing. I forgot exactly remember why, but either way, I don't know.
Leads off the Erie third.
Back to the action.
Cabrera, Eliezer, and Alfonso. Gage Workman doing against Carson Seymour. First pitch from the righty is taken for a strike. Well, what a double play turned by the SeaWolves in that last half inning. And what a stretch by Chris Myers. It was not a great throw by Jace Young, but Myers somehow kept that toe on the bag long enough. 0-1 pitch. Swinging a foul back to the screen. Daniel in a hole 0-2. To his backhand side, kind of one of those in-betweeners. As a first baseman, that's the toughest kind of throw to get. You're not really sure out of the hand if you're going to have to dig it out on a short hop, if you have to catch it in the air. And Myers did a great job there to ensure that ball wound up in the leather. 0-2 the count on Cabrera. Here's the set from Seymour. He delivers, and Daniel takes high and tight for a ball. Cabrera went 4 for 15 last week, did not play on Sunday.
So everybody that's watching right now.
Of the season in Somerset a week ago on Sunday. Ball and 2 strikes on Cabrera. Here's the pitch from Seymour. And it's a cut and a miss. 5th strikeout for the Richmond starter. He has not allowed a base runner.
Is there anybody on SeaWolves who you want to see step up during the series? Because it was a question that I got asked tonight. A bat that maybe has been quiet over the last month or so. Is there somebody that really should? I mean, Gage Workman here, after spending the majority of the season in West Michigan.
Switch hitter batting from the left side, takes outside, ball 1. Alfonso, if you would have told this kid a week ago you were going to be starting as the catcher in Double-A for Game 1 of the playoffs, he probably would have looked at you funny. He was with the West Michigan Whitecaps on their playoff run. It's a wild swing and miss on a slider. And even to count up.
His 3rd season with the Whitecaps, did a fine job this year for them. Oh, he's a big part of this Erie team.
Hit in 2 games.
By the way, fun fact about Alfonso, talking to Brian Pena,
from that fastball, it's 2-1.
He was, in terms of metrics, was the 2nd best receiver in all of High A. Now, he struggles throwing runners out runners down, but
Alfonso, the pitch. Swinging a fly ball out to right. Coming in is Barrett Cotto. He'll make the catch. 2 down.
But as far as framing goes, Alfonso was one of the best.
Did a nice job to get to that slider running down and in.
Yeah, I would agree with Cruz because, I mean, the top of the order struck out. So I also would like to see Soretti kind of regain that magic he had last year. And as you recall, when he came up to Double-A last year, he was a spark plug for the SeaWolves.
Here's Gage Workman. 2 outs, base is clear. Pitch to Workman. Inside, ball 1. Well, back, when was that, May? Gage, a 2-homer day here at the Diamond.
Been the series finale of that series, so I believe
early June must have been.
June the 4th.
1-0. Swinging a foul. Count evens.
Had him from both sides of the plate, which can't do that anymore.
He has gone exclusively hitting from the left side, which is probably a good move. He really struggled from the right side of the plate. Here's the 1-1 from Seymour. Takes it inside. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Interesting thing, too, about Workman, too, is that the Tigers were working with him on his swing because he was working with his father. So it's good to see that he's sticking to consistently trying to at least work on the left side, knowing full well that
doing what they
can't really hit from the right.
2-1, swinging a ground ball up the middle and a base hit to center.
There we go.
Workman's got Erie's first knock. Erie's first playoff hit in a long time.
Too long. 2 whole ball games, roughly. But nice job by Gage. That was the first sinker that Seymour has left out over the plate for someone to hammer. And Gage did just that, 99 off the bat, and found space up the middle of the diamond. A lot of hits that way, unless they shifted, which they weren't.
By the way, a fun fact.
Here's Trey Cruz, went dead on strikes his first time up. Man on first, Workman. We'll see if they turn him loose. First pitch, Trey swings, sends it deep to left, but foul.
So, Erie all-time at Richmond is 28-48. 20 games under 500 at Richmond.
Very accomplished base steal. Last 2 full seasons before this year had over 30 bags each year.
11 out of 12 stealing bases with Erie. Brandon Martireno has only thrown out 9 of 61. Long hold from Seymour.
He'll pick on to first, and Workman diving back in ahead of it. First disengagement. Oh, you know who's tuned into us tonight? Arnie Baylor, former Erie skipper.
Oh, hi, Arnie.
Pleasantries go out to Arnie. I haven't seen Arnie in a while. 0-1. Taken top of the zone, called strike. Trey's in a hole 0-2.
Artie.
Somebody, Trey, Cruz.
Fun fact about Artie.
One of them has to have a big.
During spring training, I was wearing my London Tigers hat. And he actually recognized it because he was on that championship team that played in, it was 1993, I believe.
First, see if he goes. Does not. The 0-2 misses high and tight. Ball in 2 strikes. I'm sure it was a tough decision for Gabe Alvarez. Do you put Gage Workman? Do you put Corey Joyce? Do you put Luis Santana? I think from an athletic standpoint, probably your best option if he can get on base is Workman because he has that speed. And there he goes. Pitch is swung on and fouled off of Trey's foot.
Slider running in on Trey right there. This is just an emergency swing there. Ball looks rather close to the strike zone when it's out of the hand, so you're going to swing at it with 2 strikes. And nothing Workman can do at first base. He got a pretty good jump there. I think he would have had the bag stolen had Trey taken it inside. But again, if you're Trey, your priority is not taking strike 3 if that runner's going. You got to try to see another pitch.
Well, if Erie can get the Trey Cruz that they had back in May, then it could be a long week for Richmond. But he's had a very tough second half of the year. Walk numbers have continued to trend in the right direction, but the average has gone the opposite. 1-2, check, and it was down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, there was.
Trey wound up with the second most walks in the Eastern League this year.
It's interesting about Cruz too. When his dad came to town, his numbers started struggling a little bit. So I think he's got too much influence on his swing a little bit.
Gabe Alvarez was frustrated on Sunday, speaking of league leaderboards, because Portland edged out Erie by a single point for the batting title as a team. Because Erie only had 3 hits on Sunday. Portland had like 30. 2-2, runner goes. Swinging a deep drive to right, but it's headed foul. Oh, he just missed it.
Didn't Portland put up 17? What did they wind up
like
with?
That.
They had 17 runs when we checked the score at one point.
Whatever it was, Erie came into the game thinking, they've got the batting title, and Portland went on a terror against that Hartford pitching staff.
Those poor Yargoots.
2-2. Workman's taken off twice. See if he goes again. Here's the set by Seymour. Offers up 2-2. Runner goes. It's fouled back. And good at bat here for Cruz, hanging tough. Next pitch he sees will be the 8th.
Gage is getting his cardio in. Not that he needs it.
I can see a
He's
single.
certainly getting practice, getting reads.
Something in the left center gap would be nice right about now.
Got him timed perfectly. But you don't want to get too much into a groove where you're just going on the green light because Seymour could pick over. You don't want to just go on first movement.
2-2 the count. Here's the set. Seymour looks at first, deals. Workman doesn't go. It's in the air to center. Matheny is drifting back. Plenty of room. He's got it. And the side retired with a runner left on base. On to the last of the third inning.
Yeah, that's frustrating to see. But Gage Workman with the first hit for the SeaWolves as Flying Squirrels come to bat here in the bottom of the third. And the scoreless game here. And so a little bit more about, we'll talk a little more about the Flying Squirrels roster here as pulling up some notes that I took that I can remember. But so this was one of the addition to the Rumble Ponies, they were one of the Squirrels they set a franchise record this year for most runs scored, RBIs, walks, game scoring 10 plus runs, which was 16, and stolen base percentage. So that's why I was actually intrigued that they signed Alfonso, because this team can steal bases so well, and he does struggle getting runners out on that department. But Gabe Alvarez has been able to manage Gabe Alvarez as a manager candidate, a future manager candidate goes. He's done a lot this year with really a lot of the flux at first too. He had to deal with the new pitching coach and pretty much a rotation that some of that rotation was coming back. You saw Flores coming back, obviously, but I think he's done a really good job managing this year, and hopefully he gets some consideration for. I'm not sure how that went By the way, speaking of manager of the year, Andrew Graham won that for Lakeland, the Flying Tigers, who made the postseason. Hell of a year for the Flying Tigers. Steph Stevenson also made the Florida State League All-Star team as well. As we're coming back to the action here.
Bottom of the third, no score, Erie and Richmond.
And the thing about Seymour, too, is he's a ground ball pitcher. It's almost a 50% ground ball rate, so you got to... So hopefully the SeaWolves are, when they come back in the top of the fourth, figure that out.
Gloinke 3 for 20 last week in the series. Lays a bunt down. Herder will field nicely on the first, 1 pitch and 1 out. Boy, really nice job fielding his
small ball there.
Time for Brandt.
Kind of surprised there by a bunt.
That new turf right in front of the pitcher's mound and came up and had a little bit of a weird bit of English on it, but he fielded it nicely and it had a good strong throw over to Chris Myers in 1 pitch and 1 out here in the third inning. Brandon Martorino homered last week in Erie. First pitch from Herder. Taken a little bit low. That's a ball.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier in the game the new turf. If you're watching on the stream as well as listening to us right now, you can see that patch. It looks like a rectangle in front of the mound. It's a different color green.
Slider for a called strike. He evens it up.
They've got it behind and around the circle around home plate as well as just off to the left of it. A couple of patches in the outfield.
1-1. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. And you could see the wear patterns in the outfield as well.
There are dark splotches of green where the outfielders traditionally stand.
2-1. Swing and a miss on a slider. It's 2-2. You got to wonder if at some point they may have just spray painted some of the spots in the outfield, because that's what it almost looks like.
It's a nice field, by the way, down there.
Yeah.
2-2. Swing and a foul into the mid of Alfonso. Third strikeout for Herder. Another United Way strikeout. 2 gone.
A couple of really good sliders in that sequence to Martorino. As if Herder is able to get that pitch going, and it was going in that sequence right there, now Brandt's going to be looking at a few zeros on the scoreboard, I think.
Third baseman plays in as the lineup flips to the top. Ishmael Munguia went down on strikes his first time up. Workman shaded up the middle. Young and Myers deep on the pull side. First pitch, Munguia chops it left side. Going to be a tough play. High hop. Quick throw. Got him from Workman. Oh, what a play. Gage Workman came to play tonight. And Herder gets the sign in order. On to the fourth. No score.
Nice job there by Workman. 10th inning. So Adam wants to know, what do they do for playoffs as in presentations? You mean regular season awards for the presentations? Let me make sure I understood the question correctly. Yeah, I did notice, by the way, that Brady Allen's not in the lineup. And again, that was more, I think, just out of necessity. He got called up. I think, from what I've heard, West Michigan was pretty upset that essentially he got the call up. Because I think if Brady Allen was there last week when West Michigan had to clinch, I think they would have won. I think they would have been in the postseason as well. But it was just a whole thing of a necessity. Oh, yeah. So the presentation wise, they did it for other leagues, but I'm trying to think of the Eastern League. I think the Eastern League is. Let's see here. I'm trying to look. Let me see Eastern League awards, but they did that for the Florida State League. They announced that today, so the league awards in 2023. But I'm pretty sure they announced at the end of the year, or for Erie, or excuse me, for Double A. They usually stack it out. So Soretti, Young, and Myers are coming up in the order for the SeaWolves as we head to the top of the fourth. And just to give you an example of how good Jace Young's been. He also, by the way, I forgot to mention this too. He was voted by Baseball. Oh, the presentations. Oh, yeah, it's like a typical normal presentation. There we go, Adam. Sorry about that. Yes, so yeah, your typical normal presentation for the playoffs. Jace Young, by the way, was voted by the coaches in the Midwest League as the best defensive second baseman. So Sam takes over on the call.
Batting from the left side, Soretti. First pitch from the righty, Seymour. He takes it inside corner, sinker. Seymour's had that pitch working. 94 up and in, but tailing back to the zone. And Soretti behind 0-1. Danny struck out first time through. Seymour with 5 strikeouts first time through the lineup. Erie with just one hit on the board, 0-1. Soretti chops to the right side. Whalen plays it behind the back. First baseman's got it, flips to his pitcher covering. And that is the first out here in the top of the fourth inning.
Nice. You got his autograph? That's cool.
Now,
by the way, he batted .317 the last month of the season with 9 home runs and 26 RBIs and a decent, nice walk-to-strikeout ratio, 14 walks to 33 strikeouts.
On the other side, Brant Herter has been just as effective. 2 singles and 3 scoreless for Herter. And more or less what we've expected. Both starting pitchers coming out with sinkers that have been very good and effective early in this ball game as Jace Young steps in. First pitch to him. He, with a check swing, will take a strike on the outside edge. As Paul Romer, third base umpire, ruled that he went around on that one. It's 0-1 on Jace. Seymour struck out the side in the first. That included Young.
So, by the way, Seymour against Erie this season.
14 with West Michigan as the 0-1. He takes one for a strike. That was that sinker again, running back to the edge.
16.2 innings of work, 11 hits, 5 earned runs, 10 strikeouts, and 8 walks.
All Tigers minor leaguers. 0-2. Taken high. Fastball. 95 from Carson Seymour.
Young is 0-2 against him this season. So the only time they faced each other was back on the 12th of September.
There's the 1-2. Taken inside. Close pitch. It's that slider running in off the plate, 2-2. Jace hit his 14th with Erie to match his total with High A West Michigan in his 43rd game, as opposed to 81 with West Michigan.
I wonder if that's Hartford. I know Hartford's got a really nice stadium.
It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count with 1 out.
No, Hartford would make no sense to have a pool there.
Full count.
Maybe they do. I'm not sure.
96-mile-an-hour fastball. Couldn't quite bring it back to the inside edge. Chris Myers to follow. No score here in the top of the fourth. Game 1 of a best-of-3 presented by UPS.
This is the first year for Seymour in Double-A. Last year he was.
His payoff. Taken up and in for ball 4, and Seymour issues his first walk. So Young able to get on base after falling behind 0-2. That was a slider. It stayed up. But
nice at bat there for Young to get back.
Yeah, really good.
And draw a walk.
That time from Jace. Still a young hitter while he is supremely talented.
But last year Seymour was in the Northwest League Championship Series pitching in Game 1. So this will be his second postseason start. So he has some postseason experience. Came over from the Mets last year.
Want to do too much, want to be the guy. Chris Myers steps in and takes one high for ball 1.
Well, Seymour's been living at the top of the zone, and it seems like in this inning, just almost overthrowing it up.
He's behind on a power hitter, Myers, left-hand swinger, 1-0. Taken down and in, and picked by Margarito. Back pick to first, close play, and safe is Young. I don't think Brady Whalen was quite able to get that tag on him in time.
No, and had he been able to, that may have been an out.
Probably a closer play than Jace would have preferred it to be at first base. It'll be a 2-0 count on Myers, who bounced out to second after a long at-bat to lead off the second inning as we get a replay here in the booth, and I think never tagged him. Whalen reached for his hand, but Jace slid to the back corner of that bag. And Whalen,
yeah, Adam, that would be Jackson Jobe.
Arm span to be able to put a tag down on him.
Jackson Jobe, by the way, got sent back to West Michigan today to make room for Wilmer Flores. So Jackson Jobe.
Myers waits on 2-0. And Chris grounds one towards short, where it's scooped up by Wilson. Goes to second and throws it away. It's into shallow right, and Young heads towards third. Whalen, the first baseman, backs it up. Before Myers can think about advancing to second, Erie will have first and third. Well, they had the infield pulled to the pull side. A bit of a shift on Chris Myers there. And the second baseman.
Seawolves get a little bit of luck there on the wild throw.
And he was going to try to catch that throw on the fielder's choice, it says.
Yeah, Joe,
because he was not in the neighborhood yet.
I will say this.
And I don't know.
I think baseball broadcasters are some of the funniest and corniest of them all. The puns that never stop.
Throwing way against his momentum. Again, he was pulled deep in the hole between first and second.
What's up with this, Joe? You're third in the Pick the Stick on your Discord channel? Come on, man. You're better than that. Come on.
He's got Young at third and Myers at second. A chance to score first here in Game 1.
And a nice job there by the catcher, Brandon Martireno. Veteran catcher, seeing an error behind his pitcher after making a good quality pitch, which probably could have been a double play ball. Goes out there to calm his arm down. And that's a veteran move right there by the catcher.
So after a mound visit, here's Jake Holden. First and third, 1 out, first pitch. Holton takes a slider away, 1-0. Well, incumbent upon Jake Holton now to try to elevate something, at least get something airborne and give Jace Young a chance to score. Outfield is shaded to the opposite field. Best arm is in right, 1-0. Taken outside, 2-0.
So we have the ability to see the replay here real quick.
Probably the best arm of the bunch with.
So let's see what happened here on this throw.
Center, Ishmael McGee and straight away left.
And that's what happened there on that throw.
2-0. So take it at the top of the strike zone, the slider.
Advanced Young to third. Looks like Young was lipping there. I mean, it could be wrong about that, but
says I don't know.
But just wanted to show everybody what happened there.
Pitch tracks 2-1 on Holton. Seymour 2-1 up and in, brushes him back.
All right, now back to the game day feed here.
Up towards the shoulders of Jake Holton.
With the 3 walks he drew in the series against Richmond last week, he's finished the regular season 68 walks, 68 strikeouts.
Well, that's a nice feather in Jake's cap. Have that even strikeout to walk ratio.
Did you get in the Parker train, Joe? That's what I was curious about there.
Swings lines to right, a base in, Erie leads.
Nicely done.
Young can walk home. Myers goes to second. Jake Holton gets the party started in the 4th. Erie leads 1-0.
Good piece of opposite field hitting that time from Jake, and boy, what a difference. 2 weeks ago, Erie was not capitalizing on it.
Jake Holton there coming up through clutch. A single there. That was huge.
Those are the type of plays that win you playoff series. So a good piece of hitting by Holton goes opposite field, which he has been known to do all season long. And that's a good way to start this game for Erie.
It was 96 down the middle. He just shot
Young
between first and second.
He runs like a pirate. I think that's probably the first time I've ever heard anything like that in my life.
The playoffs. And now Ben Malgieri will try to
wait for the obvious booty joke there.
Just went to his dugout, the Richmond catcher. I think he just got a new glove. So was having issues with his prior glove, and now he'll walk back.
Clipping that real quick here. Nice job there by Jake Holton.
Walk back to home plate.
Exquisite, very
exquisite. His pitcher. And get back behind the plate as Malgieri steps in, struck out swinging his first time. 13 home runs in the regular season for Ben. He's got a double against Carson Seymour this season.
If you guys want to see the instant replay, I can play that for you.
A high fastball.
I will play the instant replay. The single there. So
the plate and can shorten up that swing. That's when he's at his best. But when
I
he
just clipped it.
Tends to lead to more strikeouts.
He's an immensely strong hitter when he makes contact. 0-1. Up the middle, towards the bag, past the diving second baseman, Glowinski into center. Here comes Myers around third. The throw will go to third. It gets by the third baseman, Aldretti, and Holt's trying to score 2. Aldretti has no throw. 2-run score. Malgieri winds up all the way to third base, and Erie leads 3-0.
Try that again there.
What?
Exquisite.
4th inning, a second Richmond error, and Erie has put up a 3-spot. Wow.
Well, Shane Matheny was smartly throwing to third. I think if the throw had been there, Holton going first to third would have been out. But Ben Malgieri's ground ball single into center winds up plating 2. And it brings up Daniel Cabrera. Aldretti just didn't get in front of that throw, and Holton never stopped running. First pitch to Cabrera. He takes inside 1-0 with the infield in and 1 out. Speedy runner on third, Malgieri. He'll get credit for 1 RBI, and it'll be an E8.
Yeah, Torque.
Bringing home Holton.
Torque's been hurting my fantasy squad. I mean, yes, and there's some.
1-0 to Cabrera. And Daniel takes a strike at the knees. 95 from Carson Seymour. They play him to pull. The shortstop, Will Wilson, is shaded up the middle and in. Third baseman, Aldretti, staying fairly close to the bag and pulled in, keeping Malgieri relatively close.
So it's off a 3-0 ball game.
Fouled off left side. We'll do it again. Now a 1-2 count on Daniel Cabrera, who struck out swinging his first time through. So on a walk in E6, a single, another single, and another error. SeaWolves have jumped out to a 3-0 lead here in the top of the 4th in a best of 3. Trying to make it 4-0. Cabrera on 1-2 takes inside a slider. It's 2-2 on Daniel.
The other thing this inning is doing, Sam, is it's riding that pitch count up on Seymour. He's at 71.
I'm not sure, to be honest. Let me check into that. Hang on, let me see if I can do a refresh.
Cabrera takes up and in. That slider again. Just hasn't had the release point on that slider. It's been coming inside.
Yeah, it's still freezing up. I'm not sure what's going on with
standing on the mound and now beginning to throw in that Richmond bullpen.
So there you go. Talked about the leash on starters in the playoffs. We're seeing it right now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cabrera gets a piece, fouls it off. He'll see another.
And can we go back to the alert base running of Jake Holton?
Never stopped running. You saw that ball got by Carter Aldretti. It bounced pretty hard off the Erie dugout, too. But Aldretti had to chase it and couldn't get a throw off. So it's full on Cabrera. Runner on third, Malgiri, one out. Payoff again. Take it inside for ball 4. And Cabrera, as he did pretty much during his entire tenure with Erie this season, one of his primary strengths is reaching base via the walk. Daniel had a nearly even strikeout to walk ratio this year, 36 Ks to 32 walks. And Carson Seymour will not see another batter.
Just fascinating. Seymour just mowed down the SeaWolves first time through the order. Second time, SeaWolves taking advantage of it. And so to recap here, Bell Malgiri with a single, scoring 2, as Jake Holton did a smart heads-up base running as the throw went past third baseman. Myers and Holton scored. So it's 3-0 Erie, top of the 4th, with 1 out here as the Flying Squirrels are going to the bullpen. So I'm clipping the other RBI here. So that's multitasking. By the way, Chris Brown, I talked to Chris Brown today. For anybody that follows Minor League Report on a regular basis, he will be back on Sunday for the kind of the end of the year show. For now, that's just pretty much about it in terms of just been. But yeah, so yeah, Flying Squirrels are already going to the bullpen. You need a hook. You need to be quick with the hook here, and for Richmond to stay in contention, or excuse me, to stay in this game still. But yeah, Malgiri with a nice single up the middle that scored 2, and it was just like a little bouncer that slipped right through the cracks. And again, nice base running here by Jake Holton. Saw that the throw was going past the third baseman and made an alert run home. So good job there by the Erie SeaWolves capitalizing on the Flying Squirrels' mistakes. Yeah, Walter, it'll be good to have Chris back. I think Chris is going to be back on a kind of part, like, I think, because this is going to be the last podcast of the year. We're still going to be doing our tool series and everything. But yeah, it's going to be good. Yeah, I miss Chris a lot. I mean, still talk every day, but it's just, he was actually in Denver over the weekend, so that was cool. He got some time away, and he went to go see a band, or a rapper by the name of Atmosphere with a couple of his friends, and so he was over at the Red Rocks. Tigers don't play till 10 o'clock tonight, right? That's what I thought. Let's see here. Yeah, Tigers don't play for another couple hours, so yeah, we got plenty of time before the Tigers play.
Ben Malgiri on third, Daniel Cabrera on first, 3-0 SeaWolves top 4 with 1 out. Batter is Eliezer Alfonso. Switch hitter batting left, first pitch. Bivens delivers a strike. Book is not yet complete on Carson Seymour. He goes 3 1/3. Gives up 3 hits, 2 walks, strikes out 5. A very good beginning.
By the way, Miguel Diaz will be the Tigers starter as they're doing a bullpen start.
But things breaking down, and his defense not doing him any favors here in the 4th. 2 errors behind him. 3 runs home. 0-1. Alfonso pops it up, shallow center. Outgoing the shortstop, Wilson. Looks like he's going to call. Malgiri will fake a tag and stay put. And Bivens collects an important second out here in the 4th inning. Keeps runners on the corners. And he will face Gage Workman, who started his day with a single. That came last inning in the 3rd inning. 8th man to bat here in the Erie 4th inning. Extra base hit could give Erie a cushion right now. 3 runs home in this inning on 2 hits, 2 walks, and 2 errors. Bivens is facing the SeaWolves for the 6th time this year. 1-1 with a 2.12 ERA in 17 innings against Erie in the regular season. Works from the first base side, first pitch, taken outside, and pulls Margarino out of the crouch, 1-0.
Oh, that's awesome, Walter. That's
split time with Richmond.
It's awesome, man. Yeah, Atmosphere is a guy I've wanted to see for a while, and Chris actually got me into him too.
Finishing with that flourish.
Dodger game. One day I'm going to go to a Dodger game. I had a chance to go. I want to say the NLDS when the Cardinals. I think it was like, I can't remember when it was, like the early 2010, 2012. I can't remember when it was, but it was for a work thing, and I forgot why I couldn't go to the game or what have you. But it was insane. the crowd, and I remember some of the Dodger fans taunting the Cardinals fans at the subway, one of the stop, that underground subway that LA has, and it was interesting because I don't know why you were in Cardinal colors in Dodger country, but yeah, you were getting messed with.
And a much different hitter now than he was then. 2 balls and a strike. Bivens delivers. Workman fouls it off. Getting back into the upper tier of seating. Third base side. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Gage. 4th rounder of the Tigers out of Arizona State in the 2020 draft class. Same class as his teammate Spencer Torkelson, went 1st overall. Was a switch hitter last year this time. Now a lefty only. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Foul back. Got a piece of a slider from Bivens.
They sent Cabrera that time.
See if they send him again. Peering over at Gabe Alvarez.
Yeah, I heard the
box, making sure he had the right.
Don't get stabbed. Yeah, well, that's what I heard. The crowds in the upper sections are pretty rowdy.
Again on 2-2, we've got time called. Workman.
I did go see a game at Chase Bank Field where the Diamondbacks play. That was an interesting field because they had the dome closed that night. But what I was astonished by was all the value food they had, because maybe because at Comerica Park everything's overpriced, but they had like a value section, like a $4 hot dog section and cheap beer, and that was weird to see at a Major League Park.
And it's rolled up the middle, kicks off the bag into center. A base hit, it scores a run, and Cabrera goes 1st to 3rd. Little bit of magic there for Gage Workman. He's 2 for 2, and Erie leads 4-0.
There we go. That's good.
Little pincushion baseball from Gage Workman.
I mean, that was a ground ball out all the way, and it hits second base. That's the type of thing that usually happens in the schools.
Let me present
this ballpark
screen here. Let me see if I can get this one up. There we go.
So the SeaWolves making it a 4 spot. Once that got by the mound, it hit off the back of the mound.
See how this
and just stayed
played
on
out
the
here.
ground. It didn't start bouncing around. It was rolling. And Will Wilson was in prime position to field that. Shaded up the middle.
See here.
And it just bounced up in the air.
Whoa!
Here's Trey Cruz, 1st and 3rd, 2 down.
That's some base magic there.
First pitch, Trey takes a fastball strike.
Yeah, but I got the replay up right now. That's nice there. Good job there by Workman. Right out the bag. Yeah, I saw that Deadly Ninja Bees, a Dolphins fan, killed a Patriots fan this week.
Not yet hitting in this inning. He stands in. It's 0-1 on Trey, who's 0 for 2 today. On 0-1, he lines the other way. It sits foul. Just about 10 feet to the left of the foul line.
Here it is. Here's a replay on that. Whoop!
So Gage Workman, 45 games with West Michigan, joins Erie for the final week of the regular season. A completely different player, no longer a switch hitter. 2 for 2 in game 1 with a key single to drive in a run. It's 0-2 on Cruz, and Trey takes up and away.
All right.
Full ball and 2 strikes.
You know, the only concern here is now that Brant Herter's been on that bench for a good 25 minutes.
Yeah, I got to keep him as fresh as you can. Long inning for the SeaWolves, sending 9 to the plate at least. It's a ball and 2 strikes on Trey Cruz. They'll back pick to first. And Workman is back diving safely.
All right, there we go. Sure, back to the feed there. Yeah, I like the yellow piping on those jerseys.
First disengagement in the sequence to Trey Cruz out of the leadoff spot. Trey, a 214 hitter, 706 OPS in the
Ferguson versus Diaz tonight for the Dodgers and the
1-2
Tigers. $7 tickets at SeatGeek.
Bivens is the right guy.
Yeah, that's the West Coast. Look, I think there's a trip next year with Seattle, and then they go down to LA. Or no, I'm sorry, San Diego. I think I really want to do that somehow, some way. I'm going to try to make that happen. Really depends on how the minor leagues are next year.
So he could be a key bridge guy and save some of the Richmond relievers today if he's good. 1-2, down and in, 2-2. However, the flip side.
I'm going to ask everybody who's been watching the SeaWolves all season long, is it just me, or do you feel that the SeaWolves at times are drawing more longer at bats than previously, than last year? I feel like there's a lot of like
slider coming inside on Trey Cruz. That ends the inning. SeaWolves send 9 to the plate. They score 4 runs.
And Trey Cruz struck out there.
4-0 onto the bottom of the 4th.
Oh, your brother's been to 20 to 30. Oh man, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've been to Let's see here. I've been to Cleveland, Arizona, White Sox. What else I've been? I feel like I've been somewhere else, and I'm drawing a blank all of a sudden. Longer at bats. Yeah, so, yeah, I think there's something to it. The Harris effect. Definitely the Harris effect going on here. You know, I'm ashamed to admit this. I have not. Now, minor league parks is a different story, but major league parks I've been to just Cleveland, Chicago, Arizona, and that's it. Yeah, for shame. You think I've gone to more, but I have not. But I mean, in terms of like the Midwest League, I've seen Lansing, South Bend, of course, West Michigan, Midland, Detroit, of course. Yeah, Detroit. What else? Erie. I've been to. I haven't been to I've been to Akron now, so Akron's on the list. Oh, I went to a Traverse City game, so I've seen the game in Traverse City. I saw a game when I was back in high school, the Midland Battle Cats, or everybody remembers the team that was out in Midland for a while. There used to be a minor league team that was over, like, it was Kellogg Park area, Battle Creek area. I saw a game out there. There's the Jimmy John's Field in Michigan, but yeah, I'm trying to think. No. And then, of course, Toledo. Yeah, of course. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank. I feel like I've somewhere else too. I've gone and seen a game. Oh, now I remember. I have seen a game out in Iowa. So, Iowa Cubs.
In the bottom of the fourth, here's Will Wilson. First pitch, right-hand hitter, swings through a changeup. 0-1.
This is where starting pitchers make their money, Sam. You get a lead, and now you got to go out there and you need outs.
Oops.
Brandt out of the windup on 0-1. That one's popped foul back over our heads. Quickly 0-2 on Wilson, who lined to right his first time. I imagine a fan made a very nice catch. Wow. And they did.
In the last row.
Yeah, West Michigan too. I've been, pretty much around the Midwest League.
That one on the monitor so quickly.
I've been
on 0-2.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Little dribble up first baseline.
Dayton. I've been to a game at Dayton too, a long time ago.
And Wilson would have had that beat out had it stayed fair. Remains 0-2 on him. Brandt's been good. 3 scoreless so far, just 2 singles. Has not walked a batter, has struck out 3. His opposite number is out of the game. Carson Seymour last.
I'm hoping to go to a couple more next year. I really want to do the KC trip too. I want to go see a Royals and Tigers game.
1 earned because of those 2 errors committed with him on the mound in the Erie 4 spot in the top of this 4th inning. And Brand Herter delivering on 0-2.
Man, those errors are going to come back to haunt Richmond, aren't they?
It's 1-2. In the other league right now, Binghamton has just taken a 2-1 lead. They fell behind 1-0 to Somerset. That's in the bottom of the 4th inning. On 1-2. Chopper left side, shortstop Workman. Deep in the hole, backhands. Fires to first, and a strong throw gets Wilson. 1 up, 1 down in the Richmond 4th.
It's a nice play by Gage at short. Had to range into the outfield, set his feet, make a good, strong throw. Wilson.
All right, so as far as let's do some scoreboard checking on the other game going on in the Eastern League playoffs right now. It is the bottom of the 4th right now, and Binghamton is up 2-1 over Somerset. That game 1 at Binghamton. And so, again, the Somerset roster looking completely a little different with all the call-ups to New York. So it's going to be a tough – this is going to be – again, Somerset plays really well at home. So if the Rumble Ponies can win here, I think they could have a chance. Again, their offense is pretty potent.
Herter to the left of the mound, throws to first in time. Couple of fine plays by Brant Herter off the mound tonight. Barracuda retired on the 1-3.
So, Walter, fun story about the old Yankee Stadium. I had a chance to go see the old Yankee Stadium and Shea Stadium, and I think it was the Rage Against the Machine was playing in New York. I had a chance to go with my 2 brothers, and I got the worst case of food poisoning, and I couldn't go because Rage Against the Machine was playing somewhere too, and I can't remember what exactly. This was like 08, 09, something to that effect. And man, I was so bummed out. I really wanted to do that. I wanted to go see Chance to see Rage Against the Machine. I mean, I've seen Prophets of Rage, but I haven't seen Rage Against the Machine proper. Of course, they were supposed to tour a couple summers back, but COVID happened. So what would I do if the Tigers ever make the playoffs? Deadly Ninja Bees. So the last time the Tigers, I'll tell you the first time the Tigers made the playoffs when I was an adult. When the Tigers made the playoffs in 2006, I remember exactly what I was doing. Keep in mind that for any fan that watched the Tigers in the 90s and seen all those horrific teams, just some of the worst baseball out there, I remember I was sitting at home and they were able to clinch, and I was jumping, I was excited, I was stoked, and then my ankle gave out. Yeah, my ankle gave out, and I fell heaping on the floor. Same thing happened when Maglo hit the home run. I actually went to the first game of that series against it was against the Yankees in the postseason. So, that was game 3. There's somewhere downstairs in my other, I have like a picture of me looking cheesy with it, but yeah. If the Tigers make it to the postseason while the minor leagues are going on, I don't know. I think there'll be some heads rolling in the Castillo household. I'll have to, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I mean, that would be awesome. And I'm going down to cover the Royals and Indians for Miguel's final homestand. So that's going to be, bittersweet. This next 2 weeks are going to be admittedly hard. This week alone, I mean, so Erie on Thursday. If there's a game, there's Friday. And then my younger brother has Michigan season tickets. And so he picks one of us. I have 2 siblings, and I have two older siblings, and of course he takes his family, and we all get to pick a game. And definitely, I chose Rutgers because last year I got to go see the Ohio, or was it? I got to see a really good game. I saw the Ohio State game when the Michigan finally beat Ohio State. So I was due to get a snoozer fest. So I got Rutgers this Saturday. So this week's going to be pretty much action packed. Special assignment cast. So more than likely, yeah. I mean, I think with Uper and those guys, we could probably do something. For sure.
Today, struck out and grounded out in his 2 turns against the starter Carson Seymour. It's 1-0 from Bivens, and that's taken a little bit low. Might have had
the Guardians kind of fell apart there. I really thought they would come back and win the division based off some of the moves they made, but
game 1 of a playoff series against Richmond, maybe Danny Strader's favorite time to
I don't know. That's
home run in
unfortunate.
Of last year's division series, that was at home at UPMC Park. Head 2-0 against Bivens. High fly ball, well hit right center. Going back on this one, Matheny Barracoto as well in the alley in front of the warning track. Shane Matheny.
Walter, I believe it's going to be next week. So probably by the end of the season, you'll probably see the fall league rosters announced and instructs when those will take place. I know they've been announcing the managers for fall league here slowly but surely, but hopefully maybe even I'm probably thinking when the minor league season's over, you'll see some announcement pretty quickly. So probably next week. Although I'll take everybody's predictions on who you think is going to win the fall league. I think if you base it off the fact that if Job, Walter, if you got me some video or if you got video for yourself and me, that would be greatly appreciated.
Lined up the middle right at shortstop Wilson. He makes the catch at the shoulder.
So I think Job, based off the fact that he got sent back down, we could see some time in the Arizona Fall League because he's coming off an injury, so they could use him a couple innings here or max him out, maybe take a start or 2 in the Arizona Fall League. Of course, you'll probably see a bullpen arm that we're not really relatively like Michael Beeline or something like that. Beeline had a really good finish to the year too.
First pitch, Chris Myers takes outside. So
but I'd be interested to see hitter wise. I don't think Colt Q's going to go. I don't think Colt Q's going to go to Arizona Fall League because he's been playing since the Arizona Fall League last year. I think he needs to rest. And he really. I don't think he has much to prove, honestly, folks. He's still our number 1 prospect on our board for a reason.
Your hip, your knee.
All right, so nothing doing for the SeaWolves top of the 5th, as they're still at 4-0 over Richmond as we head to the bottom of the 5th here. And I will be going to spring training again this year. Yes, I went last year. This past season was my first time, and it was an awesome experience. And I wish I would have stayed longer. But this year I have a friend Sherry over at the Tiger Minor League Tracker, who provides a lot of the video for Lakeland videos you guys been seeing on Twitter. Then yeah, I'm probably gonna stay with them and hopefully be out there for the whole time. Job is walking in the fall like MacGruber in the white suit. Yeah, MacGruber. That was my best MacGruber impression there. My favorite MacGruber skit, by the way, is the one with Charles Barkley. That MacGruber. I mean, all of them really good. I mean, the movie too was fantastic, but the Barkley skit one was pretty good. So, looking ahead again, Eugenio Suarez, who's for the Rumble Ponies, has been like just money for them. He threw a no-hitter just a couple weeks back for Binghamton. So against Hartford, he allowed 7 no-hit innings with 4 strikeouts. Doesn't sound like a lot, but still, I mean, over his last since he's come up double, he's had 17 straight no-hit frames over the last 3 starts. I mean, that's impressive. So we'll see how he looks. Hopefully, again, if Binghamton gets that far right now, you still have to play the game. By the way, I saw the Nick Chubb injury this morning. Somebody sent me the screenshot. Holy Nikes. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw that last night on Monday Night Football, but wow, that was horrific. Holy shit. Pardon my language, but I mean, that was, yeah. And Binghamton now has a 6-0 lead, bottom of the 4th, and they still have 2 outs on. So Binghamton pulling away pretty quickly here in game 1.
Quiet series last week at UPMC Park. 2 balls, no strikes. Hooked towards third and played to the left by Soretti. He's got time from there. Throws to first in time. And Herder has retired the leadoff man here in the 5th. Brent has retired the leadoff man in 4 out of 5 innings.
And the good news for Brent is his pitch count sitting right now at 49. No ill effects of that long layoff of the top of the 4th inning. Came out at a 1-2-3 bottom.
Joe,
he gets the first out here in the 5th.
I'm already squeamish about certain things, but that was, I think that it still doesn't top. Oh, it's the 1 year. Oh, yeah, that's right, Joe. I forgot about that. I didn't forget about that. I remember seeing you. You were in a lot of pain. I think it was one of the first times we met too, in Erie.
The other way, softly hit with some weird English on it. Soretti fields in the lip of the infield grass and throws out.
Nice play there. But no, I remember the Louisville game where the guy broke his leg on national TV and you see the bone sticking out. That was still the worst injury I've ever seen. I don't know if you guys remember that or not during the March Madness, but that was horrible. Last night was just as bad. I mean, if not worse, but I don't know. It's like 1 1/8 to me because that injury, you saw the guy's bone sticking out underneath the rim. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but yeah. Oh. It's horrible.
Herder has not walked a batter. He has struck out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
that was funny. Yeah, you had the air guitar.
Foul left side, quickly 0-2 on Aldretti.
So here's a question. Do you like the air guitar? I like the air guitar better than the hold the baby up because not everybody's going to have a baby.
And only 2 balls in the air.
Oh, man. Kevin Ware. Thank you. I couldn't remember the player, too. Was that, Walter, was that the was it running back, wasn't it? That was like 2002. I remember that. Oh, that was pretty bad too. I'm trying to remember. That was a running back too that went. I think it was going to the end zone or something like that. I can't remember. That was pretty bad. Yeah.
Got 3 more. They put up 6 in the bottom of the 4th inning. They lead Summers.
He ended up playing for the Ravens too, and I just can't remember his name right now.
Number 3 prospect with a 3-run home run. 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Fastball up and away for a swinging strikeout. That's Herder's 4th, and it sends us to the 6th with Erie leading 4-0.
There you go. Brent Herder continuing his dominance of Richmond here, and that's so here's how he's faced Richmond this year. So as far as he has had no decisions against Richmond, but he's only allowed coming off his last start, which was on the 12th, 4 innings, no runs, no hits. And struck out 3, but as far as going back to the Stumbles Illustrates this year, he He's been able to keep him. See, he's allowed the most allowed runs he's allowed against Richmond was at Richmond on 31st. We allowed 3 runs on 5 hits and 6 innings of work, but he struck out 9. And so coming up for Erie will be Holton, Valgeri, and Cabrera to lead things off for the SeaWolves in the top of the 6th inning as they're up 4-0 over the Richmond Flying Squirrels. Thank you for tuning into the Tiger Minor League Report live stream. Again, trying this out, seeing how it works. And of course, fine-tuning it per normal. Next time, hopefully we'll have some more people on. By the way, the Tigers made a following couple roster moves announced. They placed Alex Faedo on the 15-day IL retroactive to September 16th with a right third finger blister, and they recalled Brandon White from AAA Toledo. So for those who just missed that, Alex Faedo on the IL with a right third finger blister, and Brandon White will get the call up from Toledo. So, by the way, Willis McGahee, thank you. Yeah, Akron's season's done. Yeah, Akron did not make the postseason. McGahee, thank you. Yeah, he had two torn ligaments or something like that.
Spencer Bivens out for another.
Let's step out for just a second, guys. I'm going to listen to the game here real quick.
So far, out of the bullpen for Richmond. First pitch right on right, misses inside a breaking ball. And Holton ahead, 1 ball and no strikes. Malgiri and Cabrera to follow. 5, 6, and 7 due for the SeaWolves. 1-0. Holton takes a low strike on a breaking
right
ball.
Back, folks.
Jake 1 out of 2. He drove in the first run of this ball game with an opposite field single in his last turn. 1 ball and 1 strike to him. In the air towards right center. Coming in is Matheny into the alley. He makes the catch. Moving to his left and puts away Holton. Jake just got under that breaking ball and got it off the end of the bat. So Bivens has done a pretty good job since coming out of the bullpen. He's allowed 1 base runner and has recorded 6 outs now.
That's not 8 straight scoreless innings against Erie hitting.
Here's Ben Malgiri. Ben swings and misses on a slider. That was Ben's single his last time through that. Made it a 3-0
So,
game.
per Evan Woodbury on Twitter, Riley Greenwood's going to undergo surgery on his right elbow tomorrow in Dallas. No details on specific procedure, although the media said they'll want to find out tomorrow, so just a heads up.
It took so long for this guy to get into affiliated baseball because he can pitch a little bit. He's ahead on Ben Malgiri, 0-2. And Ben lifts one in the air towards center, moving back on it. Matheny, he's got plenty of room in front of the track. He's got it. And Bivens, a couple of flyouts to his center fielder to begin the 6th. So Ben Malgiri, 1 out of 3. And now Daniel Cabrera. Cabrera struck out and walked. His 2 trips so far today. SeaWolves sent 9 to the plate and scored 4 times in the top of the 4th inning. All the run scoring today. First pitch, Cabrera takes up and away. Tips off the glove of Margarino. Reacts maybe as if that was not the pitch he was expecting to see. Cross up.
And it would have been a strike had he been able to frame it.
It's 1-0. Former Louisiana State Tiger. Cabrera, 1-0 to him. Taking high, a fastball.
Had a funny exchange with Daniel on Saturday. He asked me who my Bowling Green Falcons had. And I said, well, they got Michigan today. And he goes, oh, yeah, LSU had a big win. Not sure about your boys.
2-0. Takes up and away. 3-0.
Just reported by Chris McCoskey that Eduardo Rodriguez is hopeful to make his next start, although it's not set in stone.
They play him to the pull side on the infield. Slight shade to the opposite field in the outfield. Third baseman already way off the line. On 3-0 from Bivens. Cabrera swings and fouls it back.
Does anybody in chat think that Eduardo Rodriguez is coming back to Detroit?
You and I all season long always says hi. He's talking to us.
Does anybody really think that Erod's coming back?
Just hope that he can find some success here. And the playoffs could be his coming out party. It just hasn't been there in 2 years in AA for him. He hasn't been able to find that sustained success.
The well of power that really made him a key contributor, made him a second-round pick with LSU, has dried up, so to speak, with Daniel. 3-1 to him. Lines the other way, moving over Munguia. He's got it as he slides to the line and puts away Cabrera. Nice run and catch there to finish off the SeaWolves in the 6th. Bottom half coming up, 4-0 Erie.
Right there, the SeaWolves go down. Yeah, he's gone. Yeah. Anybody else? So, anybody else who's watching live with us right now? I would like to think that he would stick around, but again, the market being the way it is. But as far as like just being down there and talking, being down there as part of the media, I really haven't heard anything. They play it pretty close to the vest. Although, I want to get everybody's opinions on what happened with Spencer Turnbull. That whole thing with Spencer Turnbull this year has been fascinating. He missed a couple starts back to a cracked toe nail, and the whole delay to getting on the IL and everything. And I've had some people tell me that when he was at West Michigan, usually what they'll do is they'll do warm-up pitches or they'll do like a bullpen session. And he was 45, almost an hour late. Actually, over an hour late for his bullpen session. He's supposed to show up on time and made no apologies or anything. So, yeah. Dylan Ninjabees. I think that the one thing that was clear to me is the fact that if you look at the movement of the Tigers during the trade deadline, as far as eternally, I think they were going to get a catcher from the Dodgers. What catcher? I don't know, but it seemed evident to me based off some of the movement. So they have a backup plan. That was, to me, that was still myth. That was still a big myth, but mystifying to me. But maybe then again, the deal maybe was a done deal, and then Eduardo changed his mind at the last minute. So, no, Bruce, I know he wants to see it close to home, but Baltimore's winning like 92, 93 ball games. They can use another starter, but then again, Baltimore. The more I think about it, Baltimore is making excuses for not spending because they said that. There we go. We'll get back to the game.
Lewinsky behind 0-1. Lewinsky tried to bunt for a hit and bounced out right back to the pitcher. His first time through on 0-1. He checks his swing on one inside and does not go, says Mitch Trasiak. I'm just throwing umpire names at you to begin this 6th inning. 4-man crew here in the playoffs as opposed to the 3-man crew in the regular season. 1-1. Lewinsky takes low.
And Trasiak is out of that crew that rarely called check swing strikes.
Oh, we've seen his opposite number across the infield. Paul Romer at third base already ring a couple of guys up on check swing strikes. 2-1. Foul straight back. They count 2-2 on Jimmy Glowinky, who had just gotten to Richmond when Erie last played here at the end of May, early June.
And if you're Erie, you are in control of this ball game. You need 12 outs. Just going to stay within yourself down the stretch.
It's 2-ball, 2-strike count. And Glowinky swings and misses on a slider down and in. Pretty pitch. Fran Brandt Herter, he has struck out 5, including the last 2 he's faced. It brings up Brandon Martoreno, who struck out his lone time up today. There's no throwing action in the Erie bullpen. This will be Herter's last inning. Even in the playoffs, he won't go more than 6. And he has only thrown 60 pitches so far tonight. First pitch to Martoreno, swinging and a foul.
That's one thing about the SeaWolves roster pitching rotation this year. Hurdler and Madden, both 25 starts each. And it's been stable. I mean, Toledo rotation has been a hodgepodge of bullpen arms to try to see what they have down there, but
no balls and a strike on Martoreno.
SeaWolves rotation has probably been the most consistent across all 4 affiliates this year.
12 consecutive hitters retired by Herter. And Martoreno calls time. Guys are up and stretching in the Erie bullpen, but no one throwing. But it's lined up exactly how Gabe Alvarez wants if he can get through this 6th inning. On 0-2. Down and in. Another good slider. Couldn't get Martoreno to chase. Top of the order to follow, Ishmael Munguia. Richmond trailing 4-0. On 1-2. Swing, and he just got a piece. That one gets a little bit of Eliezer Alfonso. So Martoreno, native of New Jersey, Marlboro, New Jersey native. We'll see another. Somerset, speaking of New Jersey, got a run back on an Elijah Dunham home run, but they still trail Binghamton. Binghamton up 6-2, thanks to a 6-run fourth. That's in the bottom of the 5th inning in Rumbletown, in the southern tier of New York. Ball and 2 strikes. Herder sets and fires. Swing and a miss. He got him. Blew a fastball by him at 92. Margarino has struck out twice tonight, and Herder has retired the last 3 on strikes. He's got 6 tonight. Now, some guys just show up for the playoffs, and this is some kind of outing that Brant Herder is putting together tonight. Ishmael Munguia faces him, 2 out, bases empty. First pitch, down and in.
Not a bad pitch right there, trying to keep him honest, busting him inside, and that's one thing that Brant has done very well today to both righties and lefties, establishing that inside part of the plate.
1 ball and no strikes. Chopper up the middle. Gage Workman behind the back. Shortstop has it, throws to first in time, and what a job by Brant Herder. 6 shutout frames here in Game 1 of the Division Series. He's got a 4-0 lead as we go to the 7th.
All right, so bottom of the order for the SeaWolves coming up here in the top of the 7th, Alfonso, Workman, and Cruz for the SeaWolves, as the SeaWolves are now just a short time away for winning the Game 1 of the series on the road. And what a hell of a start by Brant Herder. I mean, if this is the way he's going to, this is the way finish up his start, pretty good. 2 hits, 6 strikeouts, and that's exactly what the SeaWolves needed. And you have Ty Madden to go on Thursday, so could be a potential sweep coming up here. But again, still have 3 innings to play. Anything is possible. Richmond playing sloppy baseball does not help their cause, but some smart base running by the SeaWolves, some clutch hitting. Again, I think that if there's one thing about this series I think can be, I think it's going to be apparent about the series is the lack of power by the SeaWolves. They still need kind of some power bat, and hopefully somebody can come through. Yeah, I saw that earlier, problematic that Riley Green's getting elbow surgery. There's probably more details on it tomorrow, so who knows. I think long term we're thinking, or from what I've gathered, it looks like he could be out possibly till the middle of the year next year. So it's a bummer. It's a buzzkill. And I mean, again, somebody was talking about, well, if he wasn't so reckless playing, something like that. You blame all the excuses you want, but that's who he is, and so. But hopefully it's not to the Brian Buxton situation, like I mentioned, because Brian Buxton, they're putting cortisone shots, trying to do everything they can. He can't even play the field anymore. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. It sucks, yeah.
He's swinging through a slider.
A lot of sliders from Spencer Bivens today.
Similar repertoire to the starter, Carson Seymour. Sinkers and sliders, but presents itself very differently. As the 0-1, Alfonso takes low and outside. Not quite as hard a thrower. That one a changeup. Has thrown the occasional changeup, whereas Seymour really didn't. Kind of a low 3/4 arm slot. The 1-1 taken low and away. 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Bivens has been up to 94.
So if Alfonso, who had first AA home run just a few days back,
almost like a cutter.
Really something comes up here.
2 balls in a
extra base hit would be nice.
Fouled off. High fly ball down the left field line towards the Erie bullpen.
And what sucks about the Riley Green injury, too, he's had a really good year. Saw the progression of him. And that's probably why, again, that's why the Tigers brought up Parker Meadows to kind of preserve him. And it was making a fantastic play in Chicago when it happened. So Parker Meadows is has struggled a little bit. But, again, that's expected. You're adjusting to a level. And he's done this every time he's gone to a new level. So hopefully Tiger fans have some patience with that, considering again, when everybody says call him up, there's such an adjustment from AAA to major leagues. I feel like I'm saying the obvious, but Gage Workman tonight, by the way, on the up at the plate, 2 for 2.
The one lone blemish was this man's single. Gage Workman drove home the 4th Erie run of that 4th inning. First pitch, swings through a fastball. 94 from Bivens there. Just blew it by him. Workman with a pillow-assisted RBI single. His last time up. He's 2 for 2 today, both singles. 1-0-1, taken off the plate away. And it's 1-1 on Workman. Grounded one up the middle that looked like it was going to be a 6-3 with the shortstop Will Wilson shaded up the middle just as he is now. Kicked off the second base bag, scored a run. 1-1. Workman takes away. So 2 balls and a strike on Gage. At the top of the order, Trey Cruz, who's 0 for 3 to follow.
It'll be interesting to see what they do with Gage Workman this year coming up.
A little bit of pop here. Workman had 7
this offseason.
Regular season with Erie, 6 with
I think there's going to be some changes. Some more.
2-1. In the air to right, got it off the end of the bat. Tarakoto comes in for it. He makes the catch.
I still think there's going to be more players coming out of the system or in and out of the system
4 miles an hour.
As now they've properly assessed what they have within there. So
retired. 9 straight.
Yeah, top of the 7th here, 2 outs, and Trey Cruz up to bat for the SeaWolves.
Brings up Trey Cruz, top of the Erie lineup. Trey is 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts.
SeaWolves up 4-0 here.
Right-hander delivers. Swing and a miss on a good slider. 29-year-old Spencer Bivens from Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's an 0-1 count on him. Right-hander delivers and misses off the plate.
Because, at the same time, Kevin McGonigal got off to a really good start in Lakeland.
Even count on Cruz.
So we'll see where he's going to be a shortstop.
On the ground sharply.
Chase Young, same thing.
Glowicki scoops it up, throws to first in time. Bivens with a quick 7th, and we are off.
So the SeaWolves go down the top of the 7th with Richmond coming up here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 4-0 to the SeaWolves. But yeah, it will be interesting to see how they figure out second base for next year on the big league club. Young could, again, the splits are really good in AA, and he looked like a man among boys there the last month of the season. But where are you going to put him, though? And that's a question. Cole Keith looks like he could probably start at second base. And this is something I mentioned on Sunday. Interesting that Scott Harris was trying to give reps to Malloy in the outfield, but he's been sticking to third. So speaking of, I should do a scoring update for Toledo because Toledo is still playing. And I feel like a total dick for not mentioning Toledo. By the way, top of 6 in Binghamton. It's 6-2 Rumble Ponies over the Patriots. As, by the way, he was pitching for. Oh, all right, never mind. I thought it was old. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought it was a former Tiger that was pitching for the Rumble Ponies. But we'll go to Toledo. Toledo's in St. Paul to end the season. Last week of the regular season for AAA, and that game is. Let's see here. Where can I find that game? Oh, it's top of 2 right now. Dylan Dingler at bat right now, and it's scoreless. And I can also flip that game on if you guys want. We can check that out at some point too. So, yeah, final line on Brent Hurler: 6 innings, 2 hits, and 6 strikeouts. 67 pitches, 45 for strikes. That's pretty damn good.
Well, from one very fine 25-year-old left-hander to another very fine 25-year-old left-hander after Brant Hurter with a very impressive outing tonight. He gives way to Andrew Magno. SeaWolves lead.
Hopefully this is the Andrew Magno that can attack the plate
and Will Wilson, right-handed
and not nibble, and he's capable of. He came through clutch last year, the first game of the playoffs, the first round or first series of the playoffs.
Misses down and outside for ball 1. A job well done today and then some for Brant Hurter. 6 innings, only 2 hits, both singles, no runs, no walks, 6 strikeouts.
Andrew Magno, the lefty
1-0
out of Ohio State, who's got some really good spin, some good velocity.
That's a quality start for Magno. It's an Aaron's quality.
He's been pretty much the closer for Erie on the bullpen, or a late inning guy, I should say.
He gives way to Magno, who deals on 1-1. Breaking ball, checks his swing, didn't go. First base umpire Mitch Tresiak says no. Magno with Erie, 36 outings in the regular season, 3-3 with a 2.10 ERA. Not the easiest September for Andrew. ERA over 4 in 5 outings, but fine final performance in the regular season. 2-1, chopped on the ground towards Gage. Workman at short. He scoops on the charge, throws to first in time. And Magno retires his first man, 1 up, 1 down in the 7th. Well, Workman's been busy. Herder got a lot of ground ball outs. And he was engaged often at the shortstop spot today. Magno on the 16th faced 4 batters, retired them all, inning in the third, hitless with a strikeout to finish out his regular season after he had given up runs in 3 straight outings, including taking the loss in his first appearance of that series against Richmond last Wednesday and gave up a pair of runs on a pair of hits.
At some point, Magno's been Toledo. He's been everywhere last year or so.
Double in that game.
The velocity, the spin there is his curve is pretty good, over 3,000 on it. When he can control it, maybe throw 2 types of curves like that. Secondaries, it's really adds to his value, and he can throw the fastball in the inside corner.
1-0, breaking ball, good one, swinging strike 1.
Barracoda's pretty much a free swinger at the plate, doesn't walk a ton, only 14 walks with Richmond, so he is susceptible to the strikeout with good deception.
54 strikeouts, that was the ratio. About 3-1 or so. Strikeout to walk. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Chases a high fastball. Way out of the strike zone there at 93. Magno ahead 1-2.
When Andrew can get ahead, he can be a devastating pitcher, but it's a must to get ahead.
Well, he had that one outing in Somerset in that stretch, the 3 straight where he gave up runs on the 8th. Blew a save, gave up a run on a hit in an inning, but walked 4 batters. So at times, Andrew loses the strike zone. But ahead on his second hitter. 1 out, base is empty. 1-2 on Barracoda. Curveball just missed the outside.
As I'm talking about, that curveball is a thing of beauty to watch.
Couldn't get a swing off and almost picked up his first strikeout. Magno also had 8 appearances with AAA Toledo this year. For his full season, across his 2 stops, an ERA under 2, 1.99. 2-2. In the air, foul, right side. We'll do it again. 63 in the third innings this year between his 2 stops. He did walk 36, but an opposing batting average of 190. He just did not.
By the way, Jack O'Hoffingen on the hill for Toledo tonight. He's had a pretty good year. Again,
10 out of 12.
Who expected him to come from high A to Toledo, skipping double A altogether? I mean, nice.
And Magno puts away Barracoda with his first strikeout, 2 out, bases empty in the 7th.
That's a big out right there, and now you set up another left on left with Matheny, and now 2 outs and the base is clear.
Well, we talked about this in our replay here live today. The combination of Magno, Holub, and Tyler Madison. Those 3 relievers are going to be relied upon heavily by Gabe Alvarez, no matter the situation.
Of course, the game is a little ahead of it.
One of them.
So let's see how
here's Shane Matheny.
slider
First pitch, checks his swing,
plays out,
and went around. Third base umpire Paul Romer says it's an 0-1 count on Matheny on a good curveball. With the off day tomorrow for travel,
check
all
this
3
out.
of those guys, if they all
what are you gonna do with that?
Today.
Nothing. That was sick. It's a 6 slider there.
0-1
by Magno.
Down and in. It's 1-1 on Matheny.
Good pitch there.
Single and a ground out to first in his 2 trips. Sean Roby, the on-deck hitter. 4-0 SeaWolves game 1. Bottom of the 7th inning.
All right,
that's
so back to that.
Series. Erie
2 outs now for Richmond.
Matched up in the division series. On a ball and a strike. Taken down and away. Good breaking ball. Didn't miss by much. So it's 2-1.
The combination of the breaking ball, I really think they can help him.
Shortstop Workman.
He can be consistent.
Off the line a fair bit at third base. Outfield also on the pull side. 2-1. In the air towards right center field. Moving over Ben Malgiri. He will dive, and he's got it.
All right, I'll be showing that replay here in a second.
What a catch by Ben Malgiri. Laying out in right center. He robs Matheny of a 2-out hit and sends us to the 8th inning. Erie leads 4-0 and pumps his fist as he gets up from that Superman dive.
Here it comes. Oh, no. Damn it. All right. Well, anyway, I'll be here in a second. But nevertheless, so Erie now going to the top of the 8th, and the batting order in the 8th inning for the SeaWolves, Soretti, Young, and Myers, as those are the bats will come up to plate here in the top of the 8th. And here it goes. Let's see here what happens to Malgiri. Oh! No soup for you. No soup for you. Nice play there by Malgiri there. And yeah, that's some clutch defense there by the SeaWolves. As again, I mean, just flat out robbed them. What are you gonna do with it? Nothing. But you can find the clip over on our Twitter account. So if you follow us on Twitter, Tigers ML Report, on X, or is it X? Does anybody call it X? Yeah, I just put the replay up. I think you guys just probably saw that just now. The game is, I think there was a little bit of a delay, but yeah, that was a hell of a catch. Yeah, that's time to pump your fist. I'll play. You know what? I'm gonna play it again just for anybody who just tuned in our chat here. But holy crap! I mean, it's phenomenal stuff there by the SeaWolves, by Malgeri. This bodes well for them heading into Thursday. So here, okay, so I'll share this again. Here it is. So anybody missed a play here? This. Well, look at Cruz. Cruz is just pumped up like, hey. Yeah, that's insane. That's good stuff there. So that is good. That's good baseball right there.
Presented by UPMC and Aaron's. Danny Soretti leads off against Spencer Bivens, who's been very good in relief. 4-0 SeaWolves lead game one, and Bivens starts him off with a strike. Spencer Bivens has set down 11 straight Erie hitters. 0-1. Check swing. Did he go? Yes. As Paul Romer in third, it's 0-2. Soretti will call for time.
Paul Romer's had a very itchy trigger finger at third base today.
It's the polar opposite between field umpires. Very much. It's crazy. I at first simply will not call one. And Paul Romer's like, yep, I'm ready to ring him up. 0-2 the count on the switch hitting Soretti. He's 0 for 3. Top two in the lineup today for Erie, 0 for 7. Here's the wind by Bivens and the 0-2. It's taken back and in. Backs him off the plate. It's a ball and 2 strikes. But Ben Malgeri's Superman catch to end the last of the 7th. Here's the 1-2 on Soretti. Backs him away again. Went down and in with the slider. It's a 2-ball, 2-strike count.
Wolves have done a lot with what they've been given, and they've been given very little today outside of that 4th inning. But the 2 walks, the 2 hits, the 2 errors, all with Carson Seymour on the mound, they have taken advantage.
Here's the 2-2 on Soretti, and he takes it high, and that'll run it full. You'd like to scratch across another run or 2 to give your bullpen a little bit of breathing room. Right now, no action. It looks like they will stick with Magno for the 8th inning. It's a 3-2 count on Soretti. Here comes the payoff from Bivens, and he whiffs. 1 down. Chased cutter away that time. That was filthy. That thing just kept
moving away from Soretti towards the right-hand batter's box, and Danny kept committing to that ball as it went further and further.
All right, there we go. I just posted the replay there. Sorry, folks. I was just trying to get that up there. Yeah, I didn't know about that. The outfield too, actually, with the extra 4 there. St. Paul is up now 2-0. Former Mudhead for 30 seconds.
Seymour went 3 1/3.
Carmago hit a 2-run shot for St. Paul.
He deals 0-1 on Young. Jace swings, fouls it off the catcher. It's 0-2. Bivens has allowed just 1 hit in 4 scoreless innings. He has not walked a batter, and he has struck out 3.
Really the second straight outing against Erie that he has just handed it to them. He's been outstanding again tonight.
It's 10 straight scoreless innings against this Erie offense. 0-2 coming to Young. And he takes outside, ball and 2 strikes.
In long relief, too, when you don't actually know, really, if you're going to get into the game, period. But to come in and now throwing over 50 pitches with this level of effectiveness, incredible.
Here's the 1-2 on Young. Breaking ball misses outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
SeaWolves just can't figure him out. Sinkers, sliders, occasional.
I wonder if he started the game, would have been a different result, but.
And he is missing bats.
It's a 2-2 count on Young. Bivens goes into the motion, and he deals 2-2. Swing and a foul. Jay stays alive. What was that pitch?
That was the changeup. It caught middle, 88 miles an hour. The speed difference had Jace just out in front. I think that is what saved Bivens right there, because Jace took a big cut at it.
In the other series, Binghamton up 6-2 after 6 over Somerset. It's a 2-2 count on Jace Young. Here's the line by Bivens, and he offers up 2-2. Swinging a well-struck ball out to right center. That's going to get down. It's going to roll. Matheny cuts it off in the alley. Jace a wide turnaround first. He'll hold with a long single. Nice job by Matheny getting that one in quickly. and holding Jace to a base hit. And now here's Chris Myers, and that's the first Erie hit since the fourth.
Matheny is a very good defender wherever they put him. And they
put the young bat up here.
Pretty much everywhere except pitcher and catcher.
This is the advantage of having the audio ahead of the video.
Positions. We saw him play third base at one point in the series last week at UPMC Park. He was shaded to the opposite field there, 105 off the bat. He was able to cut it off on one bounce. Nice job.
So here's Chris Myers, 0 for 3 today, but the error he reached on in the fourth inning really opened up that.
Nice poke. That is nice poke.
For ball one.
Richmond played him well there, too.
I always say, you put the ball in play, good things may happen, and that's what happened there. He's 0 for 3, but a big run scored tonight for Chris Myers. It's a 1-ball count on Chris. Jace Young away from first. Infield looks for 2. Bivens offers 1-0. Swinging a well-struck ball to center. Long run for Matheny. Can he catch up to it? And it's over his head and off the wall.
I'll be playing that too.
Heading to third. He'll be waved around. Myers on his way to third. And he will dive in head first with an RBI triple. And it's 5-0 Erie here in the 8th inning.
There you go.
Triple number 1 for Chris Myers, and it could not come at a better time. And the SeaWolves get the insurance run they were looking for here in the 8th.
Big run here. Big run.
Man,
nice job by Chris Myers.
Out of the ballpark. I thought at first he got under it. It just kept carrying. That's just how strong Chris Myers is. And very nicely read by Jace Young. He got
2 extra.
He put on the brakes. He was ready to go if that ball found grass or hit off the wall.
Yeah, that looked
exactly.
Wow.
Very nice base running by Jace.
Nice
and
there.
That's up base running by Chris Myers because he could have stopped at second base when he rounded. He put his head down and said, I'm chugging for 3. And so Myers has himself an RBI triple.
Nicely done.
When he gets moving. We've seen that from Chris. Occasionally he'll get frisky on the base pads. If you can get a
he can move big for his size. That's impressive.
Once he gets the momentum going, all 6'3" of him, he can get moving.
Again, this is a guy who also moved to the outfield this year. He's another story that, I mean, mind you, doesn't have the same kind of numbers that Justice Bigby has. But Myers has been a really consistent, fun watch. And he's adjusted to AA pretty well, too. And so guys like this, guys like Myers, guys like Malgeri, not sure whether they're going to be big leaguers or not, but they're still solid contributors to teams. And it's fun to watch. It really is.
First pitch, he takes a strike, and it's 0-1.
Malgeri also got saw some time in West Michigan this year, too. So, in fact, Soretti, Young, Myers, Holton, and Malgeri have been pretty much for a good portion of the season at West Michigan.
And take it right down the middle. Got a pitch to hit, and Holton didn't attack it. And now he's in a hole 0-2. You feel good with a 5-0 lead, but then you remind yourself you are playing a baseball game at the Diamond, and strange things happen here. 0-2 the count on Holton the pitch. Breaking ball down and away. It's a ball and 2 strikes. He was able to lay off the slider that time from Bivens.
Now 5-0 feels good. 6-0 would feel even better. Big run out there at third base with less than 2 outs. Even with the lead, you want to capitalize. You want to keep piling on.
Ball and 2 strikes on Holton. Catcher sets up in. And the pitch from Bivens. Swing and a foul back to the screen. It was in on the hands that time. Good protect swing from Jake Holton.
Did a nice job there. Bivens hit his spot. That's a quality pitch. 95 right over the inside edge and up. Tough to get that one with the bat.
See if he goes down and away again. 1-2. Ooh, breaking ball hit on the ground. Shortstop Wilson will backhand on to first, and the Squirrels play with the infield in, and it produces an out on a 6-3 ground out for Holton. So still a man on third, 2 down for Ben Malgeri. Ben made that fantastic catch in the last of the 7th inning, and now he bats here in the 8th. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI single.
It always feels like you make a great defensive.
Yeah, I could bet. Yeah, Adam, I think Thursday's going to be sold out now. I think there's going to be a frenzy of tickets that go out. I'll have to double check.
Scored a pair of runs on that error as well in that 4th inning. I'd love for him to connect on something here.
Out to the mound goes Brandon Martirano. That'll give us a chance to remind everyone that the Eastern League playoffs continue at UPMC Park. Game 2 of the Division Series comes your way Thursday night at 6:35 at UPMC Park. First 1,000 fans get a Howl Towel, and it's all thanks to playoff partners UPMC and Aaron's. You talk to the players who were here a season ago, and they say to a man, we have unfinished business, and it really felt that way. And after really 3 months of meaningless games, they've come out and they've played well here in Game 1. Job not done yet. They need 6 more defensive outs to go home with a 1-0 lead in the series. Bivens sets, and the first pitch to Ben Malgiri is on its way, and Ben takes it inside, and that's ball 1. Ty Madden would get the ball for Erie in Game 2 on Thursday. Saw Ty give a little shout-out to the Erie fans on social media today. Ball and no strikes the count. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball popped him up into shallow center. Not going to get it done. Coming on in, Matheny, Munguia as well as Shane Matheny, who takes it, and the side is retired. RBI triple for Chris Myers gives Erie a 5-0 lead as we head into the last of the 8th.
SeaWolves baseball and air and snow throwers. 1 is for summer, 1 is for winter. Only 1 leaves your driveway clear from the tons of snow you get every year. I think you know which one. Yes, it's Aaron's. Why would you think? SeaWolves, visit your local Aaron's dealer and get a snow thrower before the end of SeaWolves baseball season. Aaron's the king of...
Sorry, I got caught up in looking at checking out the scoreboard here. And yeah, I again, this is not the same without having Chris in here, but next time, like I said, I'll probably have a guest on next time. It was kind of a short minute planned thing, but no excuses. You guys deserve better than this. I will say this though. Right now, yeah, it's still 6-2 Binghamton in the bottom of the 7th inning, and Toledo is still trailing. And yep, the Tigers start at 10-10. So Erie has never won a championship. The SeaWolves have never won a AA championship. The last Tigers AA affiliate to win was the London Tigers, and I want to say it was 1993. 1993, 1992. The London Tigers were the last AA affiliate to win. The last minor league team, I think it was the Mud Hens, won the Governor's Cup. I want to say 08, 09. The London Tigers were the Eastern League champions in 1993. So this was a team that, if you're wondering if they featured any major leaguers, let's see. I'm sorry, was it 1993? Was it 92? And then I'm terribly sorry. I'm horrible. Let's see here.
Andrew Magno back to work. It's Sean Roby, Brady Whalen, and Carter Aldretti. 2 righties and a lefty to face the Erie lefty. I
used to know this at the top of my head, and I'm now drawing a blank.
Sean Roby's 1 for 2 as one of the 2 Richmond hits in this game. It came back in the 2nd inning. Magno with a 1-2-3 7th on here for the 8th, and he's got 5 runs of support behind him. First offering to Sean Roby is taken for a called strike, and it's an 0-1 count. Brant Herder gave Erie 6 scoreless. Magno with a scoreless 7th. They need 6 defensive outs, and they've got 5 runs to play with. And if they can complete that, they'll head home with a 1-0 lead in the series. 0-1 misses high, and that evens the count up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Do you like the decision to put Magno for a second? For the moment.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm terrible. It was the 2nd season. So it was in 1990 that they won the Eastern League Championship. I'm sorry, 1993. I don't know why I thought 1993. Yeah. So that was a team that, if you're wondering how many major leaguers were on that, Rico Brogna, if you guys remember Rico Brogna, on Friday. Well, there's not going to be. Well, if there's a show on Friday, we're not going to be. If there is a game 3. We'll see. Again, we'll see if we can get anybody. I'll have to check around, but I'll try to see if I can get Scott Bentley on too. Again, I'm just distracted because I've been looking at other things going on, 100 other things going on here, and I apologize. So, yeah, the 1990 Tigers team, by the way, for anybody that cares, yeah, Rico Brogna was a Tiger, was also a Met, actually more known being a Met. Arnie Bayer, the instructor for the Tigers, was on that team, so that's where that reference comes from.
They got a chance to do something really important, really magical for this team, and bring a chance at a championship back. These guys relish being a part of that.
1 ball, 1 strike on Brady Whalen.
Yeah, let's see.
From the letters, holds the ball away from his body, deals 1-1. High and tight, sails to the backstop. That one got away from him. It's 2-1.
Well, Magno's hearing it there, but he just lost the release on that fastball a little bit.
It happens, folks.
Frustrated with himself based on how he
I don't think it was on purpose.
Off the mound there, but that is a pitch that actually has a purpose. We talked about the importance of pitching inside. Brant Herter did that very, very well tonight.
Whalen today has flown to right, grounded to third. They play with Soretti off, and Workman up the middle. Here's the 2-1 on Whalen. Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
So for Thursday, by the way, there will probably be a lot of video, a lot of live stuff going on Thursday. Probably a post-game show. If the SeaWolves sweep, definitely some post-locker reaction stuff will be going on.
2 balls, 2 strikes on Brady Whalen. Magno coming set, 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him.
Nice. Nicely done.
Second strikeout for Magno. And there are 2 gone.
Just trusting his stuff. Fastball 94, a little away from Whalen, had his arms extended to it, just couldn't make contact.
2 outs for Carter Aldretti. He's 0 for 2 today. He has grounded into a double play and struck out swinging. And if Erie hangs on to win this game, Sam, as Magno stretches and deals to Aldretti, who takes a called strike, that double play turned by Workman and Young may have been the difference in this game, because if they don't get that double play turned, Richmond gets a run. It was bang-bang at first. Chris Myers, a heck of a play on the back end of it, saved a run from scoring. 0-1. Swing and a foul, and Magno ahead of Aldretti, 0-2.
And Richmond hasn't had a hit since. Ben Malgeri's great catch, also a big part of that. But Erie's played a very tight game on the defensive side, especially in the infield. Lots of ground balls.
0-2 the count on Aldretti. Magno coming set once again. Delivers 0-2. Breaking ball. Got him. A swinging strike.
Nice.
6 up, 6 down for Andrew Magno. Sends this game 1 into the 9th inning. Erie 5, Richmond 0.
It takes 4 essential ingredients to brew Bud Light: barley, rice, water, and hops. But this is a 30-second commercial. So here's the sound of barley malting.
Yeah, Magno. Yeah, Andrew Magno is. I mean, despite him being say what you will about Ohio State, the older I get, actually, the whole rivalry thing sometimes. I'm forever not a Buckeye. I'm more. By the way, Notre Dame, I think I don't like more than I hate. Or excuse me, I don't like Notre Dame more than Ohio State. Ohio State, whatever. They are what they are. Michigan's rival, but I loathe Notre Dame fans. I'm not sure why I can't. But no, nevertheless, he was big. He was a clutch for Buckeyes too when he pitched for him in college. But yeah, that is a great closer now. I'm interested to see who they're going to choose to go out here in the 9th. They have Erie can really go multiple ways here. So it's been lefty. They might continue that theme because Flying Squirrels only have 2 hits and they've been able to do anything against lefty. So who knows? Maybe Adam Wolf gets the call. We'll see how Gabe Alvarez plays his hand here. And the order is coming up in the top of the 9th: Cabrera, Alfonso, and Workman to start the 9th. That's right. He was the MVP of the Big Ten tournament. That's right. So can't argue that. Again, and something that I mentioned this earlier, the fact that the 2 different breaking balls, the fastball has bode him well, and it was a clutch outing by him. And this is where Gabe Alvarez, again, has set up his bullpen exactly what he needed to do. So kudos to Gabe for managing that and trusting Magno. And granted, it's one of those things where I remember him last year when he came up in a situation against Somerset, and he came up and did a really good job. Again, I think he got Jason Dominguez out too, if I recall. I was at that game, and but he came up really big then. So 2nd year in a row, he's been able to contribute for the SeaWolves.
Daniel Cabrera is taken outside, and that's a ball.
All right, game's back on here.
Top
of the 9th.
Who do you
SeaWolves
pick
up
for Aaron's performer of the game?
5-0
today.
Let me think about it.
Ball and no strikes on Cabrera. Here's the pitch. Taken outside corner for a strike. Evens the count up. In the other division series, Binghamton's up 8-2 on Somerset. That game in the 7th inning. Spencer Bivens Good performance out of him today. Run on 3 hits and 4 2/3, no walks, 3 strikeouts.
All right, so my memory does serve me right.
Cabrera, 2 balls and a strike.
Manual, yeah, I was right. Okay, I do remember that. Yeah, because that was a game too where he had a couple of blistering hits too. I was taking pictures of that. Yeah.
Better part of this season. Here's the 2-1 on Cabrera.
Yeah, Bruce, I'm with you too. Why they need the longer name? Why just call him the Irish?
Appearances in the regular season, 16 of those were starts. 5 and
oh yeah, that's right. You were there, Mister.
6 earned run average.
Totally forgot. But like I said, we still haven't met in person yet. I know we've been in the same place at the same time. I'm gonna be in Erie on Thursday, so hopefully I'll see you out there and get to meet you once and for all. So, all right, there.
They allowed 3 runs that
nice job by Cabrera on walks. SeaWolves, I was doing some number crunching. That the number of walks they drew from this year to last year,
6-3.
There's a significant difference. But I'll be doing an article about that coming up.
The only runs Erie scored that night. Man on first, Cabrera. He's got plenty of
definitely,
speed.
yeah. I think there's been times where even I think in my senior in Toledo too, when a couple times that Andrew's pitching down there too. But thanks for supporting the site. I really appreciate it.
Right field and has struck out swinging. No balls and a strike on Eliezer Alfonso.
Thanks to everybody who supports the site.
Cabrera off first, walk, kicks and fires 0-1. Alfonso takes a high strike. That was out of the zone. Zwak got the call. In the bottom of the ninth, Glowinky, Martireno, and Munguia. 8, 9, and 1 due up for the Flying Squirrels. Erie 5, Richmond nothing. Blake Hollub warming in the Erie bullpen. It's an 0-2 count on Alfonso. Runner on first gets his lead. Cabrera, the 0-2 is taken high.
My eyes do not deceive me. It looks like double barrel action right now. Elvis Alvarado is also loosening. He is not really throwing hard. I think with the leadoff man on, if this game gets a little bit more out of hand on the Erie side, probably use Alvarado and save Hollub.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Got Alfonso to chase.
I'll be interested to see if they use Alvarado because there was a rumor going on that Elvis had needed surgery and he refused to take the surgery for his arm. But whether it's true or not, I don't know. It was something that someone told me a couple months back. But here he is back in Erie, and he was start the year on the IL. He worked his way back up. So,
and a very active day in the field at shortstop where he's been perfect.
Blake Hollub would be also a good option too as well.
That key double play.
You got Tyler Matson.
Only SeaWolf with the multi-hit game today.
No balls and a strike on Gage. Cabrera off.
What a good game for Gage Workman too in the field as well.
Walk deals 0-1, and Workman takes the fastball. It's a cold strike. He's in a whole 0-2.
His walk is very tough on lefties. He had pretty extreme splits. Righties hit a lot of power against him. Lefties didn't touch him a whole lot, especially in the power department. So this is tough for the newly minted left-hand only hitter, Gage Workman.
0-2. Workman flails his bat at that pitch and fouls it to the upper deck. Crowd of over 7,000 here tonight at the Diamond. They came out and they showed up for game 1 of the playoffs.
That they did. They've been loud. They've been engaged in this game, even though their home team hasn't done a lot on, especially in the offensive side.
It's a 0-2 count on Workman. Man off first, Cabrera the pitch. Workman takes the slider right over the inside part of the plate for strike 3.
Ooh.
Zwak walked the leadoff man, back-to-back strikeouts, flips the lineup at the top for Trey Cruz, who's 0-4.
And that was pretty.
I would agree with that.
This crowd was into it from the first pitch.
I think we're going to do a meetup next year and organize it better, or organize it period. But I think we're going to do a meetup next year. Just have to pick up the park. We're supposed to do one for the Tigers game this year, but
the SeaWolves have just done a nice job on both.
Life has happened.
Quiet them up from that point on, really.
Here's Trey Cruz batting from the right side. Swings, sends one in the air to left. Munguia, long run. He will get there. Leadoff walk. Erie can do nothing with it. That'll send game 1 into the bottom of the ninth. According
to Tom Weisberger, the SeaWolves have never pitched a shutout in their playoff history. They limited teams to 1 run twice, but never a shutout. So see what happens here with that.
Even more deals available online at Domino's.com. Or try any of our pasta bowls, sandwiches, wings, lava cakes, cookie brownie, or
actually, I haven't looked that up. That's actually an intriguing factoid there. See with
daily insiders or management positions. Stop by any local Domino's location for more information.
SeaWolves baseball and air and snow throwers. 1 is for summer, 1 is for winter only. 1 leaves your driveway clear from the tons of snow.
All right, that commercial needs to stop. Yeah, Aaron's they're not paying me. I'm not getting paid for this period, but they're not paying me, so I'm not gonna play their ads there. I should just tune out there. But I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so I'm seeing when the last time the flying, it's the last shutout by a AA team in the postseason. Bottom of the ninth here. So let's see here. I'm gonna find it. I think there's something to be said about this London Tiger team. Yeah, get out of Dodge. Yeah, that's a tough place to play too. They draw really well down there in Richmond. All right, I'm gonna do some research here and find out about the. I'm intrigued now.
Playoffs presented by UPMC and Aaron's. Jimmy Glowinky, Brandon Martireno, and Ishmael Munguia due up here in the ninth inning for the Flying Squirrels. How about the job, Andrew Magno? 6 up, 6 down, and 2 scoreless, no walks, 3 strikeouts. So Blake Holub is on. It's a non-save situation. And he's going to try and shut the door here and give Erie a Game 1 win. Jimmy Glowinky's 0 for 2. He'll lead off. Holub starts him off with a fastball for his strike. It's an 0-1 count.
96 from Holub. Cutters and slider. Slider always has good depth to it. Nothing straight out of his hand.
Grady deals 0-1. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. It's 0-2. Holub 18 appearances with West Michigan. 30 with Erie. 1-3, 3.79 ERA. 7 of 9 in save chances. They had Alvarado up in the bullpen in the case they need him here in the ninth inning. 0-2, the pitch from Holub. Popped him up. This one a mile high on the right side of the infield. Can Jake Holton find it? Or rather, Chris Myers finds it. He'll make the catch. And the leadoff man is...
Does anybody want me to switch to the TV feed? Let me know. I will put the TV feed on for the last inning here.
That's an important start. Getting the first guy.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Let's just go with this feed right here.
He pitched twice in the series at UPMC Park last week. Neither appearance went all that well. Went 2 1/3 innings combined. Gave up homers in each and allowed 3 runs on 4 hits with a walk and no Ks. First pitch to a pinch hitter, Andy Thomas. He checked his swing, and for the first time all night, Paul Romer says no go.
Homers that he allowed are Brady Whalen and Yoshi Tsutsugo. Tsutsugo's not here. Whalen, it would take a long inning for him to face him.
There's a close one called ball 2. It's a 2-0 count.
Brady Whalen would have to be the 8th hitter of the inning, by the way.
2-0. Outside corner. Ooh, he got away with one there. A called strike. Thomas doesn't like it.
The late strike call from Tyler Whitty, but I don't think Blake's going to complain all that much. Looked good on the knees, 95.
2-1 from Holub. Breaking ball hammered across for a called strike. What a beautiful pitch that was.
Man, Blake Holub's a fun watch. He really is. Him and Tyler Matson both have been really good additions to the SeaWolves. He kind of that over-the-top delivery.
5, Richmond nothing, bottom of the ninth inning. It is a 2-2 count on Andy Thomas. Here's the set.
This is why I think that this will bode well for the Tigers, or for the SeaWolves in the postseason, is because of their bullpen. I think this is a team that will be definitely equipped to handle anything.
3 balls, 2 strikes on Andy Thomas. The set from Holub. Here comes the payoff. Swing and a miss. He got him.
A little bit ahead of the curve here, though, but still. Oh, that's sick.
Strike zone. Like he took a little bit off on that one. 93. And he had Thomas out in front. SeaWolves relievers, they're trusted guys. They are feeling it today.
2 outs here in the bottom of the ninth. Ishmael Munguia, the hitter, he's 0 for 3. Soretti plays in at third. First pitch, breaking ball taken for strike 1.
over the plate, maybe a little down. But a good pitch.
No balls and a strike. Holla stretches, offers for one. Check swing. Did he go? Yep, says Paul Romer at third. It's 0-2, and the crowd's getting a little restless at the diamond.
Munguia can't believe it. He was called for one in the very first inning against Brant Herter, leading off the bottom of the first on a check swing as he calls time now. He couldn't believe it then. He can't believe it here.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the ninth, 5-0. Erie on top. Here's the set from Hollaby. Kicks and deals 0-2. Swinging a line drive. Workman fields on a bounce. On to first, and the SeaWolves.
Here we go.
The Richmond Flying Squirrels. A 5-0 final in Game 1 of the Southwest Division Series. A beautifully pitched 2-hit shutout. Offense did just enough tonight. And the SeaWolves take a 1-0 lead back home, Sam.
Incredibly well played ball game for the SeaWolves here. Very tight on defense. SeaWolves pitching and defense on full display today. And Greg, we have talked for weeks about how when the SeaWolves make mistakes against good teams, they take advantage. It was the opposite tonight. It was the SeaWolves taking advantage of Richmond mistakes. Those 2 key errors in that 4-run fourth. Both errors wound up directly impacting runs and scoring.
And there
runs.
it is.
As you had Myers reaching on the E6 after
all right, so
walk in the fourth.
Game 2 Thursday night. Ty Madden will take on the Hill, and if the SeaWolves pretty much win Thursday, they'll move on to the Eastern League Championship to take on the winner of Binghamton and Somerset. So thanks for everybody who tuned in. We really appreciate it, and yeah, we'll be back on. I'll be there live on Thursday, so plenty of video, plenty of on our Facebook page and our Minor League Report Twitter account. Thanks for watching. And again, thank you for the suggestions to make this better. I promise we'll make this a little better as we go along. And if they end up going to Binghamton or Somerset, we'll be doing this again. And thank you again. We really appreciate it. And so, yeah, I know it's behind, Adam, because the radio version is ahead of the TV version. So, at any rate, thanks so much for listening. Thanks so much for watching. We appreciate it. And yeah, if you're out in the ballpark Thursday, come say hi. I'll be running around with my camera, and we'll be doing a post-game show regardless. Have a good night, everybody.